Cancel culture has become a part of our everyday life on social media, in group settings, even in headlines. But behind the language of accountability and calling out is something we're not talking about enough: the mental health costs. Hi, I'm Dr. Shahrzad Jalali, clinical psychologist, and today we're talking about what does it do to someone to be publicly shamed, exiled, and erased, and how do we as a culture decide who's worthy of repair and who isn't. When someone is publicly shamed, especially online, the brain doesn't just interpret this as embarrassment. It responds as if it's under real attack. The nervous system goes into survival mode. Fight, flight, freeze. Cortisol spikes and dissociation can occur. For many, the experience isn't just hurtful, it leaves a psychological imprint that mimics trauma, especially for people with a history of relational trauma, abandonment, or identity-based harm. Cancel culture can feel like confirmation of their worst fear, that they're unworthy of belonging. But there's a difference between accountability and punishment. True accountability makes room for context, growth, and repair. Shaming, on the other hand, often seeks performance, exile, and public validation. One is transformative in nature, the other is performative. So, how do we move forward? We create space for complexity. We stop mistaking silence for safety. And we learn to call people in, not out. Because shame doesn't change behavior, connection does. And if you want a world where people can grow, we have to make it safe enough for them to do so. If you've ever been on the receiving end of this, know this: you are not what happened to you. You're allowed to heal, and you're allowed to become. Comment if this resonates.